What's up everybody, DP Connect at DLife HD. And with the arrival of the 2018 Major League Baseball season, we thought it would be great to review a baseball game. So today we're going to review RBI Baseball 18 for iOS and Android, but it's also available on all the other consoles as well. Is this game any good? Is it worth your $7? Stay tuned and find out. Now let me start by saying this game was released with some pretty interesting bugs. The most glaring one being that the joystick would stick and you couldn't move your player properly. The other bug was when you saved the game, it would save, but unless you saved another game over it, you would be playing the same game over and over again. Well, that has since been fixed along with the graphical updates as well. With that being said, let's go into the review. First, let's go over game modes. There's a lot to go over here. Although it's worth mentioning that this version is missing the home run derby mode that's on the other console, but other than that, it's exactly alike. It's also worth mentioning that since we got the game, the rosters have been updated several times, and that's always nice to see. The available modes are Exhibition Match, New Franchise, and New Postseason. In Exhibition, you can play a normal single 9-inning game, or you can customize the match in several ways. You could choose your roster size, either 16 or a full 25 players. You can choose to play from 1 to 9 innings, whether you want a mercy rule or you want to play a day or night game. You can choose from all Major League Baseball teams and the National and American League All-Stars. In franchise mode, you can play through 10 seasons with your favorite Major League Baseball team and set up different settings for that season. For instance, you can set injuries to off, minor only, moderate, or realistic depending on how often you want to deal with the shuffling lineup and the risk of losing some of your top players. In trades, you can go either unrestricted, loose, or strict depending on how accurate you want to be on trade value and trade fairness. You can either play 162, 81, or 52 games. Once again, you can either choose from a full 26 roster or a 16-play classic roster. While in franchise mode, you can go through your calendar of games and simulate or play whichever game you want. You can manage rosters, trade players, add free agents, and look at where you are in the standings. For team stats and team leaders, you can look at all the stats for your team and who lead the league in different categories. You're provided with a lot of detailed information and a lot of different ways of sorting that information for all you stat nerds out there. It's also nice that when it comes to free agents, you can sign some pre- and post-90s legends. I think that's a nice touch. In postseason mode, you can choose from all the current Major League Baseball teams, and you have the options of either playing with a full 25-man roster or go with a classic 16. It just depends on how many players you want to juggle. While in this mode, you can check out your bracket, your roster, and your team stats in the playoffs and league leaders. While in these menus, you're given several options to be able to sort through them with great detail as well. Up next, controls and gameplay. The controls are easy for an arcade game. I've always appreciated that aspect of it. First, let's talk about batting. You can move your player around the batting box with the left joystick. So depending where the pitcher moves or the ball moves, you can control where the batter is standing and follow either the pitcher or the ball. You can even move him while the pitch is on its way to the plate. You're given two options on the right side of the screen, the batting button and the bunt button. It's simple. All you have to do is wait for the pitch to get close and you take a swing. Base running is quite easy as well. If you only want to move one base runner at a time, you just swipe toward the base you want to run to or run back to. There's also buttons that show up on the bottom left side of your screen. If you want to move all runners, there are once again buttons on the bottom left of the screen that allow all runners to advance or go back. To steal bases, you just tap the runner and he advances. Pitching is also really basic. To throw a normal pitch, you just tap the pitch button and move the joystick left or right to move the pitch. To throw a fast pitch, hold down the joystick and pitch the pitch button. You can direct the location of your pitch after you hit the pitch button as well. Lastly, to throw a slow pitch, you press up on the joystick before the pitch and then hit the pitch button. You can also control the direction of this pitch by directing the joystick left or right while the pitch is making its way to the mound. You can substitute a pitcher by pressing the pause button, choosing which player you want to substitute and which player you want to bring in. Fielding is interesting because you have options. You can either choose auto fielding and let the computer handle it, or you can manually control the fielding. The controls are really good, so either will work fine. I personally like auto fielding because fielding is not one of my favorite parts of baseball. but it's nice to have that option. To throw to a particular base, all you need to do is tap on the base that you want the ball to go to. Same thing goes when a runner is trying to steal the base. Gameplay is really nice too. I know that for the most people who watch baseball, the main argument is that it's such a slow game. Well, because this is an arcade game, the pitching is really fast and simple. So the innings go by really quickly unless they pour on a barrage of hits and you can't get out of a particular inning. All in all, you get a very fast and fluid game. Now, interface design and graphics. The interface design is really nice and clean. I would expect nothing less from a game that's made by Major League Baseball, a multi-billion-dollar company. Both the main menu and the in-game menus look really nice. I especially like that they added the ability to match your background and menu according to your favorite team. That's a really nice touch. I did have a few problems while navigating the menus, more so on the iPhone than the iPad. Some of the buttons are just a tad bit small when tapping them. I don't know if I'm either not hitting the button accurately or the game is trying to load the next screen. That's an easy fix for the developers though, and they've been really good about constantly updating the game. The graphics are really good for an arcade baseball game. Usually arcade games don't go for realism, so I'm not gonna knock it off of that. The players don't look exactly like their counterparts, but they do have several player types that they use. In other words, everyone doesn't look alike. The ballpark looks nice, every single ballpark part is different and look as true to life as possible. With the latest update, they've even enhanced the way the players and the ballparks look even more. They even made the ball lighter, which is nice for the sake of visibility and hitting the ball easier. Up next, music and sound.
Welcome to Major League Baseball, young man. Foul.
The intro music is fantastic, gets you hyped to play the game, and I just love how they incorporated the announcer's voice into it as well. It sounds awesome. They really play a variety of music in the menus. When it comes to sound, the announcer's calls strike balls, home runs when the player is out or safe and when the inning starts or ends, but I wish that there was more in-game commentary. The batting and fielding sound effects are accurate as well. Lastly, the crowd and ambient noises really make you feel like you're at a ballpark. Last but not least, story. Being a sports game, there's not really no story developed for the game. The only story is the one that you'll create as you go through the regular season games, the postseason, and hopefully come out on top as the best team in the league by winning the championship or winning several championships. Other great storylines are when you pitch a no-hitter or come back from 5 runs down to win a game. Honestly, those are the stories to create. Ones made by you, the player. All in all, this is probably one of the deepest baseball games on mobile, and while it's not perfect, the developer has rather quick at updating the game the whole time it's been out, and I don't see that changing. We think this is the best baseball game on mobile. We highly recommend it on iOS and Android, and it's absolutely D-Life HD approved. Alright everybody, thanks for joining me. Let me know by commenting below if you agree with me or my opinions. If you like this video, remember to smash that like button because it really helps us out a lot. We're also adding Amazon affiliate links to the description for things like Steam, Apple Store, and Google's Play Store gift cards, just in case you plan on buying this game or other games and you need a gift card. For every purchase you make, we get a little bit in return, and that really helps the channel out a lot. If you want more content like this, remember to subscribe because we're planning on releasing mobile game content very regularly. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for daily mobile game updates. Peace!